What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Rush the Court, episode number 5. We are very excited to be here with you guys and excited to get started. What's going on, George?
Pretty good. It's been a long week, especially in sports, so I'm ready to get it going.
Yeah, bro. A lot of stuff has happened we were here on Friday, and ever since Friday, there's been a lot of stuff that's going on. But, we're going to get into stuff that we've been talking about a lot. Um, we're going to start with Stanley Cup. We're not going to go into too much detail about it. Obviously, there's been other things that have been going on in other different sports, but Florida absolutely dominated Edmonton in Game 5. Really tough one for Edmonton, George. What do you think?
I didn't really watch the game a lot, but what is it? 3-2 Florida.
No, dude, it was like 4-1, 4-2,
4.
4-2.
No, like the series, like 3-2
Oh,
Florida.
oh yeah, 3-2.
I mean, they were in Edmonton as well.
They were in
They were
Edmonton
in
for
Edmonton as
5.
well. I mean, if you, if you look at it, like if you wanted to have a kind of a chokehold on the series, and you were Florida, that was the game that you had to win. Knowing what you had to do on the road and just executing, that's all you could do. So we just have to look forward to Game 6 now and see if Edmonton can fight back and win 2 straight games. But now the pressure's kind of eased up with Florida. Now that even if they lose this game, they can bounce back in Game 7. But Game 7's up in the air. So whatever Florida feels like, and if Florida comes out to play and win it, I'd rather win the cup in my home arena. But the will that Edmonton has, and like they've been underdogs in the same matchup, last year, coming back from actually 3-0 down to actually then putting up a fight. I think it's still up in the air, but it eases the pressure with Florida. Florida, if they do have a bad game, that Game 6, they can just, relax and worry about Game 7. But yeah, overall, that's just how
I
Florida's approaching it.
I think I think Edmonton's cooked. Losing 4. It was 4-1, and then Corey. Then they scored like a meaningless goal, obviously with like a cut with like under a minute left. I think Edmonton's in a lot of trouble, man. Um, a lot more trouble than I thought I could see them in. Like if I saw them lose this game like 3-4, 4-3, like whatever. But man, they were actually dominated the whole time. Like Bennett and Marchand are having a field day with them, like an actual field day. Like they have no answers for either of those two, man. And then it's just, that was such a blowout by Florida, and for Edmonton to lose that game at home, man, that was like a
Oh,
necessary win. I said they needed to win that game, and they didn't. So now they got to go down to South Florida and
yes.
try
The
and beat
games
the Florida in their own house.
The games Edmonton won, they were only in overtime, right?
Edmonton won game 1 in overtime. Edmonton
Yeah.
won game 4
4
in
and
overtime.
yeah. So the only games they won were in overtime.
Yeah, man.
So they're a great team, but winning a game, winning in overtime is a skill to have. It's a great perk. It's a great team morale, but overall, yeah, that's just scary. That's risky. It's a bit risky, but if it gets the job done, it gets the job done.
The way I'm starting to look at it is like I did not think it was going to play out like this, but Edmonton can't. They can't skate 5-on-5 with Florida.
No,
They
you
really
see
they
that.
really can't.
You see that. That's nothing
There's
shocking.
such a talent gap between teams. It's like
It's ridiculous.
it's insane, especially because Edmonton has the best player in the world, and Draisaitl's obviously up there too, man. But
Well,
like,
when you watch the games, and that first line of McDavid and Draisaitl, you see it where it's like McDavid kind of demands the ice for like the 40 to seconds to a minute that he's out there, and then when lines 2 through 4 go out, then Florida's just pounding it in off a dump and chase. And there's really nothing you can do except for wait till McDavid gets called off the bench again, and then you can kind of balance out the game. But when McDavid hops off the ice, and then you have those 2 minutes to 2 minutes and 40 seconds where McDavid gets back on. It's just the Oilers trying to regain momentum because Florida's just pushing and pushing and pushing the zone. And if it's a line one matchup against the line, if it's line one Florida and line one Edmonton, where you got Marchand and Tkachuk, and then you got Draisaitl and McDavid trying to balance each other out, Florida's already got so much momentum that by the time McDavid and Leon, bless you, Christian, that but by the time that Leon and Connor are done on the ice and they get called back to the bench, they got like Florida's still going to be pushing momentum. So
And Florida doesn't rely on like one specific player the entire time, man.
no, they're
They
extremely balanced.
they heavily rely. Edmonton heavily relies on McDavid. But like this is something that like I'm bringing it up because I'm selfish. New York sports should look at. To be honest, like
Having a core and having a group,
exactly having a
like,
group with role players. People think that having three superstars on a team, you're going to overpower everybody. It's
especially
impossible.
especially in a game like hockey where it's up in the air and anyone can just like come in and perform. That you know, it is what it is. But overall, if I'm trying to think of the right way, because New York sports won't do this, so I'm trying to think right now. Artemi Panarin, Adam Fox, and Mika Zibanejad cannot be the only ones on a Rangers roster that are being relied on, especially Adam Fox. He's not a physical type defenseman that you can just lead around. But when you look at the Florida lineup, you have Tkachuk, Marchand, Verhage, all these other guys that know how to get the job done, and they have a top three goalie in the league like Bobrovsky. It's meant for success. There's no doubt about it. Compared to like other teams in the league that just rely on role guys, like Minnesota, they rely on Kirill Kaprizov, great skater, but overall, like they're not going to get a job done.
No, who do they have besides him?
Zuccarello, but like
Like
I love Zook,
Zuccarello.
I love Zook, but like he's a bit up there. He's
I'll
old,
say,
but
how old is Zuccarello?
he, he's up
I
there.
thought Zuccarello was up there when he played for the Rangers.
I thought he was up there when he was playing for the Rangers too, but like Minnesota, they ain't got like all these teams relying on one superstar. They really don't got it. They like really don't have anything going. But these other these teams that have 3 to 4 superstars, like Dallas this season, they had Jamie Benn and Robertson and Rantanen. Like they had all these guys, and even the Stanley Cup run with the Lightning. Now that team's broken up, but they had a ton of core guys.
That team was nasty.
They had Stamkos, Braden Point, Kucherov. They had all these guys. They had Victor Hedman. I mean, I consider Ryan McDonough a role guy who has some leadership experience that helped him get the job done. And they had a top 5 goalie in the world in Vasilevsky. Like, we have Igor, but you can't rely on a group guy like Adam Fox, Panarin, and Zibanejad, who Adam Fox really isn't really a leadership guy. Great defensive player, not a leadership guy. Panarin, I don't think he's that serious. In all these videos I see him in, he's an alternate captain and he's just joking around. And then you have Mika Zibanejad, who's just not really that consistent. And then even we could talk about the Islanders too. I could talk about the Islanders too. Even their Eastern Conference run, where they had to, if they beat the Florida Panthers, not the Panthers, if they beat Tampa that year, those 2 years, they could have won 2 cups. They had a great defensive structure, a great goalie. They had a great role team in Palmieri. I think it was Palmieri, Barzal, Anders Lee had a great
Yeah.
year that year. They had Dobson on defense, Pellick. They had all these great core guys, and that's why they went to the ECF. Like, if I'm gonna be biased here, I'm gonna talk about the Rangers. If the Rangers do want to go on the Eastern Conference run, they have to build a core group that's consistent, and then I'll actually be confident. I mean, the fact that we could go on an Eastern Conference, you saw our conference run. We had a ton of core guys. Frank Vetrano, Andrew Kopp came to join the guys. You had Adam Fox, who contributed. Kreider, who contributed. He always contributes and shows up in the playoffs. Panarin, who showed up that playoff run, scoring a ton of overtime goals. Shout out Pittsburgh. You see all these teams in hockey building core guys. I don't know why the blueprint is so exposed to every team. I don't understand why they don't go after it.
Yeah,
But yeah,
man.
that's all I have to say.
I mean, Edmonton's got to figure it out, man. I mean, obviously you're in the Cup final. You know, you got to deal with what you have now. So, I mean,
I don't know, they gotta figure it out. Yeah.
I'm curious to see what comes in Game 6. I don't know. I don't know if Edmonton can get it done. I hope they can. I mean, I love Game 7s in any sport. So,
Yeah.
we'll look forward to that. I think it's tomorrow night. At the time this is recorded, I think it's going to be tomorrow, Tuesday night. We're gonna move to NBA for a little bit. Man, SGA really, really showed up in Game Four
Did he get?
for
Did the ref show up for SGA or did SGA show up?
not even that, dude. I started realizing this. SGA pushes off
Yeah,
every single time. He's
yeah.
like, if he drives to the basket and then he posts up, dude, he's always like,
He's gonna draw contact.
dude, it's
Yeah,
insane how much contact he draws. But I mean, he's a great player nonetheless, dude. He
gets
had
a
like
call.
he
So
had like 15 points in the fourth quarter, and they were
yeah.
down and they came back. So, Game Five, series tied 2-2. Game Five's tonight.
Okay.
So
I got OKC.
yeah,
I still
I
think
think the Thunder
OKC's gonna
win.
do it. On like the Pacers, they play this very track and field style. They play like a very marathon style. They just hang in there until like the last lap where they gotta like find this extra push. But
Yeah.
at some point, the Thunder just gotta put a halt on it. Like got SGA, Chet, Dort, all these great guys, and you got Caruso coming off the bench. You got
Who's been
Hardenstein.
phenomenal.
Caruso's
Caruso's been an animal off the
been
bench.
yeah. So I mean, compared to I mean, they definitely have the depth. I don't know about the depth. Like I think they have Pacers have a better bench, but overall, like Caruso to that Thunder bench is worth three like studs. So I think the Thunder have a better overall team and a better overall chance, but the Pacers just have a better overall game system and game style. So I mean, the series is up in the air though. I'm gonna take the Thunder though.
Yeah, I saw Thunder in 6.
Yeah.
So look forward to that. Game 5 for that is tonight, and we'll talk more about that on Friday for
On
our next
Friday.
episode. Now we're going to move to some baseball. We haven't had some baseball in a little while, but there was a big trade yesterday regarding the Red Sox and Rafael Devers. So these are the trade details.
Okay.
So the Red Sox received pitcher Jordan Hicks, pitcher Kyle Harrison, and two prospects, James Tibbs III and Jose Bello. Man,
In exchange.
and the Giants received Devers. I mean, this to me, this trade doesn't really make sense for the Red Sox. Rafael Devers has been the heart and soul of the Boston Red Sox for years, and like yes, there's been some offseason drama with Devers. Obviously, when Bregman came in, Devers said that he's the third baseman of the team. He wants to play third base and all that. And obviously, Bregman, who's a Gold Glove winning third baseman, exceptional hitter, came in and took his job, and Devers wasn't too pleased about that. And now
I don't know about took his job. I
he
mean,
definitely took his job.
yeah, all right, but like he got moved to designated hitter after that move.
I mean, yes, but Devers said in spring training, "I'm a
I
third
wanted
baseman.
I'm a
I
third
play third
baseman.
base."
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So
I mean,
if you look at it, I think this is a rebuild move for the Red Sox because Devers is up there, with age. Um, how old is Devers? He was like pretty old. He was like,
I think he's like low 30s. I don't think he's
yeah,
that old.
he's not that old, but it comes to a point like I think the Red Sox have just been in a rebuild mode ever since that competitive team of Pedroia and Ortiz, and like they were trying at first, but then Mookie Betts went to LA. So I think they're just trying to like get their feet back under them. They're trying to like get back on track. So I think these two pitchers, and they do
I
have
wouldn't say
pitching problems.
I wouldn't say they're rebuilding.
No, they're not.
They
I
have a
wouldn't say
solid
that
they have a
either.
solid team, dude. Pedroia, you're talking about Pedroia and Ortiz, dude. That was so long ago.
That
Like
was long ago, but I feel
The
like they're
Sox were in
just
a World Series in 2019, dude. Like they
I
won the World Series or
yeah
2018 or whatever it was.
okay, I still feel like they've been trying to find that competitive track, but I feel like they do need pitching help, and Jordan Hicks he's a great arm, but I feel like they're just trying to like rebuild where winning is in baseball, and that's in your bullpen. I think they're just trying to build a great pitching staff right now and like get a good core going. And they do have decent bats. I went to the Yankee Red Sox game. Yankees won, shout out, but they have a great lineup. They have like whenever I saw batters come up, they were batting like 260, 270. I was like, okay, he's not hitting bad. So what's the problem? You know what I mean? So
They're good. They're on a really good game winning streak right now. They just swept the Yankees over in
Yeah,
Boston.
yeah,
I
they're not
mean,
doing that bad. So I think this is kind of a like building type of trade, but I think they definitely fleeced the Giants, and I feel like the Giants could use Rafael Devers, and hopefully he could be of good use to them.
well, you think they fleeced the Giants,
Absolutely,
dude? They just gave up
absolutely.
Rafael Devers.
Okay,
That
but
dude, he is such an elite hitter. There's
yeah,
no,
he is. He hit a. I went to the game. He literally hit a home run.
he is
My
the
brother is.
biggest
I went with
Yankee
my
killer.
brother. I went with my brother. He's across from me. He's across from my desk right now. Did Rafael Devers hit a home run at the game we went to?
Yes.
He knocked one out of the park. I've seen him hit. I've
Dude,
seen him hit. He has a great cut. But I think overall, Jordan Hicks is what the Red Sox are trying to looking forward to, a great pitching core. And that's what wins games, bro. Like they already have a great team in general. You already said they have a decent third baseman. They have a Gold Glove third base. Like I think
who
the
is
Giants,
hurt? He's hurt.
and he's gonna come back. There's 162 games, Christian. There's 100 games left still, dude. There's like around 110, 100 games
Listen,
left.
listen. I don't see how getting rid of Devers makes sense for the Red Sox. Yes, you get all those players in return, right? Two of them have never been on an MLB field. Jordan Hicks is a decent pitcher, fine. Devers is the heart of the Boston Red Sox. The fans love him over there. I don't
Yeah,
understand.
so was Doncic, and they still shipped him. Same thing with Dallas. He was the heart, and they still shipped him.
You're right, and it's because their GM is an idiot. Do you know how stupid it is to get rid of Devers? Listen, dude, I have been watching
But
the
they're
Yankees.
not. They're not. I don't think the Red Sox are not in a World Series type of predicament, though. You know what I mean? I
That
mean, it
doesn't
was
mean
stupid
anything. That
for the.
doesn't. That doesn't mean. That doesn't mean you get rid of Rafael Devers, dude. He is probably the most consistent hitter the Red Sox have had within the last like 10 years. Besides Ortiz, like take Ortiz out of it. He is such a beast, especially against teams in his own division. He kills the Yankees, he kills the Orioles, he kills the Rays, he kills the Blue Jays, he kills everything. Like he's just one of those elite hitters that you don't get rid of no matter what. And I don't care if you get, a great pitcher out of it or whatever. He is a player that is loved by the fans and everybody else. There is no reason to trade him, especially when you're on this high of a winning streak because your team is hitting so well and he is producing and you just got rid of him for not a bag of chips, obviously, but like decent players. But getting rid of him kind of just, I feel like that slows down your morale and your team chemistry. You get rid of the longest tenured player on your team, like that's like guys that these younger guys look up to, and now he's gone, and you're on such a big winning streak, and now that momentum just dropped. I know Red Sox fans, obviously, like they were so happy they swept the Yankees, like awesome. They hear Devers got traded. They were on such a high horse, and now they dropped. Like no, it's true though. It's
Like
just like
yeah,
it's
no.
unfortunate for Red Sox fans. I would be very angry if I were a Red Sox fan. Thank God I'm not. I'm so happy he's out of the division. Thank God he kills us every single game.
What you have to look at it from a management point of view. Obviously, I hear what you're saying. The fans are disappointed. Why would they do this? But I think, man, there's only one way to go about this. They're obviously looking more into the future of the team. Like you just said, he's a tenured player, but overall, they were looking. They're asking what gets you wins in the MLB, and it's your pitching. They went after some pitchers, and they took their best asset. And I'm gonna agree with you. They did throw away Rafael Devers. He was a great hitter, great bat, but like we're not in the office, Christian. We're in front of microphones, dude. Like I feel like I do agree with you. I think the Red Sox did mess up on this one, but I think you have to look at it as a GM and as a manager. Like I think they were doing it in the best for the future and not the best of now. So I mean, hopefully they can look out like the Mavericks did. The Mavericks are probably going for Cooper Flag after trading their best player. Let's hope there's some good voodoo for the Red Sox in there after trading away their best player.
I
I
don't know,
mean,
dude. I just can't believe it. Like, if you're like a struggling team, like if you guys like absolutely suck and you see
then I
yourself
see it.
going nowhere,
Then I see
fine.
it.
You're a 500 baseball team who is on a high win streak and just beat the second best team
And
in the league.
there's still like There's still like 4 to 4.5 more months in the season with
I don't know.
100 plus more
I,
games.
I
So
don't see the point in it, and I maybe you should have waited till the trade deadline to see where you were at. This
true,
early, I don't
true.
get it. Mid
It's kind of
like
ridiculous.
I don't understand it. I really
Maybe
don't.
maybe it's a behind the scene thing. Like you said, he did want to demand his job. Maybe there's something we don't know behind closed doors. But I do agree with you. If they were gonna trade him, they should have waited until teams were absolutely in a position where they would give up something as much, as worth as much. But if the Red Sox wanted to deal him and get rid of him, then they went on with it. So
Stupid. Well,
uh,
talking about other trades, yesterday I was sitting at my desk for work. I opened my phone and I got a message from Shams on Twitter, and I couldn't believe that the Grizzlies traded Desmond
Desmond, big,
Bane
huge.
for KCP, Cole Anthony, 4 first round picks, and first pick swap. Man, the Magic got absolutely fleeced.
No, they got cooked. They got cooked on that
Like
trade.
this is
I don't know what
it
they were
is
aiming
it.
at.
I feel like it's something that the Magic had to do because they realized that they are a competitive team now. I
Yeah,
get
they
that,
are. Yeah,
but KCP, whatever, ankle monitor, KCP, bro, like he's up there, like he's older in age. Dude can shoot the rock. I mean,
he
don't
can
get me
shoot
wrong,
it. He
he
can
shoots
shoot
really
it.
well. Cole Anthony's a great player as well, but adding on like 4 first round picks,
Yeah,
dude,
that's the part of the trade that kind of threw me
dude,
off. I'm not gonna lie.
I mean, the Magic actually got like I actually feel bad for how
I
bad
I I
for
I
how
They're gonna be
badly they got fleeced. I mean,
they're gonna
uh,
be competitive for 2 seasons, and then shit's gonna hit and then like shit's gonna hit the
I
fan.
mean, don't
Like,
get me wrong though. Desmond Bane is a phenomenal player. He shoots the
great,
rock really well. He can handle the ball.
absolutely.
Overall, he's a great player. But to get 2 other players and 4 first round picks for Desmond Bane, I
That's
think is
insane.
dragging it. I could have seen that for
That is insane.
and like obviously the people are like okay like the Lakers got Luka Doncic for AD and Max Christie
That's reasonable
and then
though.
what like
Like
another first.
it's a stupid trade, but it's reasonable. This trade, I do not think Desmond Bain, in any circumstance, no disrespect to Desmond Bain, he is not worth Cole Anthony, who is still a point guard that has a lot of a lot of potential to show progress. KCP, that's a proven vet and a consistent vet, and then 4 draft picks on top of Desmond Bain, who's just been there in the league. You know what I mean? No disrespect, he's a professional, better than me at basketball. So I'm not like throwing any shade at him, but considering everything that they could have offered, this was Orlando was dragging it. They were pushing this trade. They're gonna have at least 2 seasons to be somewhat competitive. I don't know if they're gonna be finals caliber seasons, but I don't know. The Grizzlies definitely won this trade. Cole Anthony alongside John Morant. I see a ton of progress there.
Not even that, dude. KCP shoots the rock, lights out from three. I
Lights
mean,
out, absolutely. John Morant, he's a slashing point guard. If he has nothing, he's gonna have a shooter wide open because he's gonna get double teamed. Teams are gonna force a wall in front of Ja. They don't want him slashing out of the cup. And then you got 4 first round picks. Like that's a whole future.
I mean, for
That's a whole future. So I think the Grizzlies definitely won this trade. It keeps them competitive. If they get to that finals caliber, then they get there. But I just don't see where Orlando, like the Grizzlies front office, good job. Orlando, have fun figuring it out. But
I mean,
I mean,
I feel like Grizzlies fans are like happy and upset at the same time, dude. Like when
yeah,
Ja was hurt, bro, Desmond really stepped up for them, and he was a great scorer for them and a great leader.
yeah.
And now he's gone. Obviously, like it's happy and sad feelings for them, but they got 2 elite players. Well, I don't know if I'd call them elite. Actually, I take it
Oh,
back. I think KCP's a role player, and I think
he's a vet. He's a vet,
And I think
consistent
Cole
vet
Anthony's a decent player.
with progress to show. I think he's still progressing.
But if it was Bane for those 2 players, like okay, I would get the trade. But to
Yeah,
to lose 4 first round picks and then a
that's
first
kind of
round swap is
that's crazy.
actually insane, dude. Like think about it. The Knicks gave up 4 first round picks just for Bridges in itself, and like yeah, you get 2 players. Like yeah, you get like 2 other players with it too, which is absolutely insane. Like I could see this being like Magic get Ja Morant and like the Magic get Ja and the Grizzlies get those players. Like
Yeah.
that's how much like the weight of this trade. Like this is how I feel like it should be. I feel like the Grizzlies got too much for Desmond Bane, or in other words, the
But
Magic
good
gave too much for Desmond Bane.
for Desmond Bane. Yeah, that's where I think. Look, the Grizzlies front office, like I said, good job. But like, if you look at the Orlando roster now, you have Caro, who by far is your guy. He's your set guy. Then you have who else? Franz Wagner. Then Cole Anthony was a point guard that was consistent for you this whole year. Now who's gonna fill that void? Desmond Bane. That's three guys right there. Who's their like whoever their center is, and whoever's gonna play there too. Now that these
Dude,
guys are gone.
you forget they have Boncaro.
I said Boncaro.
Oh, did you?
I
All
said
right.
Paolo. Yeah. So I think that's just three guys you're relying on. Yeah. I mean, I don't know who's left on the bench. I don't know who's gonna be like. I trust Cole Anthony running my offense, but I don't know what Orlando's going through. I mean, they definitely have a competitive roster, so fans shouldn't be that disappointed. But to give up, you know, guys like that, I mean, the Grizzlies definitely won this trade. I mean, my favorite player in the league, John Morant. You got Cole Anthony, who I think can be consistent too. Even KCP at the 3. Then you have Zach Edey at the 5, and then Jaren Jackson Jr. at the 4. That is a scary
Yeah,
lineup.
that's a good lineup.
That's scary.
I think that the Grizzlies definitely got better.
They 100% got better, and then you got a future on top of it. Like that's huge. And then they have a decent bench. The Grizzlies. I mean, it's consistent. It comes in, it gets the job done. But that's a danger. Imagine last 5 minutes in the fourth quarter, you have a defensive stud in Zach Edey, a defensive player in the year, Jaren Jackson Jr., a lights out shooter that you got to worry about, KCP. You got a clutch. You just got like a bad man. You got a tough hooper in Cole Anthony, and you got John Morant, who could first of all end your career with one dunk, like.
You're treating Cole Anthony like he's a god, dude.
He's not a god. He's just a.
He's
If you
alright.
see him play, you see the potential. But he's not a god. And you've seen the Grizzlies come back late in the fourth quarter almost millions of times this past season. Am I right?
I mean,
Like,
yeah. I don't know.
that's a team that has grit, and they just added more grit. So I think they're going to be scary next season.
Yeah, I'm really interested to see what both teams do, man. See if the Magic really backfired on this, and
I know.
you know,
I want to
maybe,
see.
maybe we're just gassing it up, but
I want to see Orlando and how Desmond Bane works in there.
it should be interesting. Next we have some NHL free agency stuff. It was reported that Mitch Marner is definitely 110% not going back to the Toronto Maple Leafs,
Okay.
which is,
Kind of huge announcement.
yeah, I mean, it's not like mind blowing like I had a feeling, but heavy rumors are saying that he's potentially going to go to the Vegas Golden Knights.
Shocker, bro.
Can you imagine
Uh,
that lineup with him?
I'm not shocked. I mean, the Knights were definitely a team that's been thrown into the mix that could land Marner, but that they're gonna have an insane team. Mark Stone, if he
Dude, imagine, just imagine.
Jack Eichel, Marchessault.
But that's what I'm saying though. Imagine Marner and Eichel on the same ice, dude. Like as a like for your power play, Marner and
If
Eichel.
I was on the penalty kill, I'd be cooked.
Like for those 2 minutes, you have to deal with Marner, Eichel, Stone. Like that would be an absolutely insane power
Marchessault
play
running the
unit.
point.
I mean, that would be a top power play unit in the league by far.
Absolutely top 5,
Like
maybe top 3.
I think
Yeah,
top three.
top 3.
I know. I wish I would see the Rangers potentially making a splash with him, but they don't have the money to do it.
Yeah, I was about to say. I was like, he's worth too much. Giving up Kreids in exchange for nothing, and Anaheim kind of taking over his contract, it clears the good $7 million. I think, I keep saying every episode, we have the core. We just got to build on the core. sign guys that'll get the court. Like we sign defensive guys who'll get it done. Sign guys that are going to help the guys we got now. I don't think Mitch Marner is in our view. I don't think he'll even help us. He's a great season guy. He has potential to throw up 85 plus points. But overall, I just do not see him in a Rangers jersey. The Islanders could use him. If he wants to come play in New York, go play for Long Island. If you want to play close to the city, even go play in Jersey. But I just don't see Mitch Marner in a blue shirt.
especially
I
with his
think,
price point.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, I see him in a Knights jersey though. They have the money. This is what they always do. They go out of the way. They attack free agency. They get rid of what they got to give up to go after guys. And you know what? They're competitive. And in the Western Conference, it's relatively weak in the NHL. It's not like the East where you got to worry about how close playoff seedings are. But overall, I think this is a good. I think it'll be a good fit. I mean, the top two lines for Vegas are definitely going to be scary, but it's not a team that the East can't handle. I've seen the East run over Vegas,
Yeah.
in games. But it's still going to be scary in the playoffs because Mitch Marner, great showing in the playoffs. He just plays for the Maple Leafs. We all know what happens with the Maple Leafs. Then you got Eichel who showed out in the playoffs. Marchessault who won a cup. Stone won a cup. You got all these guys with cup experience. They know what it takes to win. So it's just going to be scary come playoff time. I'm really not worried for the regular season of the Knights. Just worried for playoff time. That's
There's a
basically what this
bunch.
does.
NHL free agency starts July 1st, but I've been kind of looking into some trade rumors recently.
Yeah.
I saw one the other day. I actually have it written down over here. So it's a trade between the New York Rangers and the Buffalo Sabres. It would be the Rangers would get JJ Paterka
Okay.
and Bowen Byram,
Okay.
and Buffalo would get Laffy and Schneider, which I don't think is terrible. I think Laffy's hit his ceiling already.
Yeah, same here. I don't think it's about the laugh. I'm worried about the defense here. I'm worried about Schneids. I mean, Schneids. The thing is, there's so many defensemen in the league that do their job, and he's very much of them. I like Paterka, but it's just the problem with me is I don't want to give up a great defenseman that I have now in exchange for something that could potentially be great. Because Buffalo really isn't a good winning team situation. They've come up clutch. Tage Thompson. They have a great, they rally. Yeah, they have a great core. It's really very inconsistent core, but it shows flashes of talent.
Yes.
The thing is, I don't think, in the Rangers' perspective, Laffy, I do believe I agree with you. No offense to Lafreniere, but he has hit his ceiling. Especially for a guy that's projected to be the next McDavid in his draft class. He's hit a ceiling. I don't like saying it because he's our first overall pick, but I think I don't mind giving him up. It's more of a Schneider thing because if you look at the Rangers defense after Adam Fox, our only reliable guy is Braden Schneider, which is rough to say. So I think I like the trade. If we could give up anyone and anything else to acquire JJ Paterka, and they have a great defense. JJ Paterka's what, defenseman?
Paterka?
Yeah. What was it?
I think he is.
Yeah, he's a defenseman. I think if
No, sorry, no, winger.
he's a winger. See, now that definitely changes things.
He's a winger, and he's 23 years old.
Yeah, and he's shown, like I said, that he's played with Thompson. He showed that he could play. He has a ton of talent.
Listen, like 2 years ago, George, he recorded 77 games played, 12 goals, 20 assists, and 32 points. And then last year, he matched his previous season with 12 goals within 29 games played. So
He's definitely progressing.
At the time this article was made, he was on pace to put up 60 points at the end of the season.
Yeah, he's
double the season before. He's 23 years old.
He's definitely progressing, but the thing is, with the Rangers, it's just a defense thing for me. Like Braden Schneider has just been consistent. Lafreniere, if we could get something great for Lafreniere that could either complement the defense or make the offense better, great. But if you look at it, like if you see Braden Schneider play, he's not turning over pucks to the middle of the ice. Like we've had a problem all year doing. When you see him, he's forechecking the corners. He's clearing the puck to the boards. He's clearing everything outside of the front of the net, which is everything you can ask for a defenseman. He makes great plays up the ice. He doesn't risk it. He doesn't. I don't say he risks anything, but he can make a long pass if he needs to. You know what I mean? So like, it's just if you it's whether or not we're gonna like have a defense that can afford to, have another winger. Um, we don't have that much cap room. I believe we only have 14, 15 million in cap room that we can work with in
Yeah,
the offseason.
that's what we're working with right now.
Yeah, so I believe, like I said in last episode, I believe I said it. Go after Patrick Kane, who's a reliable guy. He's up there in age, so put him on the third line. But he's still a great score. Like he's still a great player. And then you work with, building around the core. The year we had Patrick Kane, I remember like our time with the puck per period went up to 18 minutes. That's basically a period. Like that is a whole period. So I think if teams just want if the Rangers want to like go after a winning team, I'd say find somewhere for Laugh to go because Panarin and Trocheck are definitely going to complement that other winger that joins them. Whether
Yeah,
it's Cooley or whether it's someone else, I don't know who's going to play on that first line, but whether Panarin, Trocheck, and Cooley, whenever they're involved, especially not a big goal scorer like Panarin, great. But I think I don't know if Paterka is going to be the right fit. But yeah, I like the trade seems great. I just from a management point of view, if I were in the front office, I don't know how I'd feel about giving up Schneider. But that's just me.
I mean, I think Mika's next to get traded, so I
Yeah,
I mean, I don't care. I mean, like if we get rid of Mika, like yeah, bro. I mean, Mika
it's
was
gonna sting. It'll suck. I mean, it's gonna sting for me. But if if the Rangers, I think we're still competitive though. JT Miller has shown flashes of him wanting to win in New York. Trocheck wants to win in New York. Panarin, I don't know what Panarin wants to do. Panarin's just a stud. He's a star player in the league, and he's gonna go where he wants to go. But he's shown flashes of wanting to win in New York. But I don't know. I just think
Panarin's a weird one.
yeah, I can't get a read on Panarin, but I don't know. I think if Mika, we can't send out Mika like we sent out Kreider though. Like I get it. Kreider's trade was a cap room clearance, but a guy like Mika Zibanejad that can just turn up on a different team, we can't just give him away for pennies. So
Yeah,
I don't
no. I
know. We'll see
mean,
where that goes.
I think we need to get a player. We need at least need like a proven player if we're gonna trade
Yeah, for sure.
Mika because like I know he had a really bad year last year. Like
The whole team did.
not even really bad, but like
He underplayed. I feel like the whole team just underachieved. But yeah, keep
well,
going.
I'm just like, look, what'd you say?
Uh, I said the whole team just underachieved that year. So I mean, you can't really blame one guy. But keep
Yeah,
going.
and I mean losing like trading Mika, dude, we would clear up $8 million in cap.
That too. Yeah.
Like
But I really don't think
that would definitely like help us a lot. I mean, because like what really kills me is that the Panthers have more cap space than us.
yeah. But I mean, they have a lot more cap space, which is great. But I think the Rangers did have the shortest rebuild in NHL history. But I don't think giving up Mika Zibanejad would help the cap space problem. But we can't give him away for pennies. So I mean, the Kreider trade was a penny trade, just giving away pennies. But overall, I don't know. They have to give Mika his money and like give him due justice. So
I mean,
we'll just see where it
the
goes.
last year Mika's contract is 2029, twenty
Yeah,
thirty.
yeah.
So that would clear up that would get the Rangers above $22 million.
It's good rebuild money, but we're competitive now. We paid our goalie $8 million a year, not even more,
But now, like
way
I'm
more.
looking at it, like if we want to get
Oh
rid of
my god.
Lafreniere, like people are saying, like if we want to trade Laffy to Anaheim,
Okay. Why do we keep trading with Anaheim?
because we would get Zegras.
All right, then I would trade with Anaheim. But like all we do is trade with Anaheim. Like
Or
there's
like,
other
or like, yeah, I
or
mean,
Frank. I'll take Vetrano. I'll take Vetrano back.
or if
Really,
we want to trade
I
to
would.
Buffalo, we can get Paterka.
I would. I mean, Paterka's great, but I would take Frank Vetrano back. I would. That's just me though. So
And it says like a recent rumor is that if we want to trade Lafreniere to Minnesota, we can get Marco Rossi,
he'd be a great fit.
who's
He'd
another great
yeah,
player, dude.
he'd be great too. But we're gonna. But the thing is with the Rangers, I say if we're gonna attack trades, we should be attacking them to rebuild a defense, and we should just use the cap space to build the offense. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Marchand's gonna be eligible for free agency. Then you're gonna have Patrick Kane, who wants to play. I'd assume he wants to play in New York. An old trusted vet like that, being given the responsibility to win a cup in New York, I think he'd be great in New York. And then our fourth line's been great. Adam Edstrom
Edstrom's
had a
good.
couple flashes. I mean, Rempe, if he can stay out of a penalty box, proves that he can get in on the forecheck. Then you have Sam Carrick too, who's just been reliable. So I mean, I, if the Rangers want to push, I think this is the year they push for a cup. I don't think they're gonna have because given the circumstances of Mika leaving, Kreider's gone, the team doesn't look the same. But if they want a competitive year to go out and get the cup, this has to be that year, and the management has to make good strides
But
towards
bro,
that cup.
now I'm looking at it. They're saying that Mika, the Leafs are really interested in Mika,
The
but
Leafs?
Maple Leafs are.
If the Leafs are interested in Mika, I want nothing less but William Nylander.
We
Period.
won't get Nylander
Done.
for Mika.
Why not?
There's no way.
Why not?
I don't think they're so easy to give up Nylander.
They won't, but I won't be easy. If I was jury sitting there, I wouldn't be easy giving up Mika Zibanejad either.
I don't know, dude.
Given what
I
Zibanejad did
don't.
for
I
the
don't
Rangers,
have.
I'm not easy
I
giving
don't
up.
have enough confidence in Drury yet.
Me neither. But he's had flashes of impressive. He fleeced for Andrew Kopp, fleeced for Vetrano, fleeced for a core that drove the playoff run. Like I don't know. I think. Look, he knew what he. I think like fans aren't happy, but he knew what he was doing with the Kreider trade. I believe so. Just to clear up the cap room.
I'm
I
not.
think
I'm not.
he
I'm
knows
not
what.
mad about the Kreider trade at all.
I'm disappointed that he's gone, but if you look at the longevity of the team, I'm not disappointed. I
Listen,
think
dude.
it's
If
a
we
lot
if
of
we
money.
were paying him, if we were paying Kreider 3.5 instead of 6.5, I'd be like, what the hell?
What the hell's this? Yeah, I know, but
But we need.
it clears up cap room. Like we
No,
need it.
we really need the what do you call it? We really need the cap, man, because
We need the cap because we can make the team 20 times more competitive, especially with the free agency class we have coming in.
yeah.
So
Well,
uh,
free agency starts in 2 weeks, a week and a half, as of
2 weeks,
today.
week and a half. I think
Yeah.
I think teams are going to be flying to sign people.
Well, I just
So
saw that Marner. What do you call it? He's not going to
yeah,
sign on July 1st because
yeah, no,
he wants to go to different cities and meet different teams.
yeah, I know, yeah.
He's
A
treated.
guy like Marner should.
This is being treated like a. I mean, don't get me
He's
wrong.
not a
He's an elite hockey player. I'm not gonna
elite
lie.
hockey player. He's no cup winner. I don't know who he thinks he is, but
No, but
I
nobody on
mean,
the Leafs is or ever will be, so it doesn't matter.
it doesn't matter. And he's a player that proves he can put up 90 plus points, 85 plus points. But
Yeah,
like, if you were Mitch Marner and you were treating it like this, I wouldn't want to sign you, respectfully. Like, you haven't shown flashes of playoff performance. I mean, reckon he did play for the Leafs for his career, but
yeah. I don't know what he expected.
I don't know what he's expecting out of all this. Like, you're a great hockey player, but I'm not gonna treat you like you're a Madonna. Like, I
Yeah,
don't know.
I get it.
I don't know what he is.
Well, we will learn more. We'll know more about trade rumors and things like that.
At a later date.
At a later date, we also might be having a special guest for
Right.
those trade rumors. So if that happens, we'll definitely let you guys know in the future.
Stay tuned.
Now for our draft that
Or-
we decided to go with.
Word.
There's been a bunch of trades going on, different leagues. So we decided to do with the worst trades in the history of sports.
Okay.
So,
Word.
teams getting fleeced, picking up players that did some bad things and aren't on teams anymore. So, George, you want to go first? Or you want me to go first?
I'll go first.
All right, let's hear it.
So for my number five, I'm gonna go from like 5 to 1.
All right.
My number five, I'm gonna go the Mets giving Don Rose, Leroy Stanton, Francisco Estrada, and the highlight of the trade, Nolan Ryan, to the at the time California Angels for Jim Fregosi, who was a shortstop.
Yeah, it's rough.
So that was a rough trade, especially.
What year was that?
I don't know. I just my uncle's a big Mets fan, and he was just like they threw away Nolan Ryan for some scrub, and I was like, oh,
Dude, it's still Nolan Ryan. Nolan Ryan's like
yeah,
one of the greatest ever.
greatest pitchers to ever pitch. So.
Yeah, flamethrower. But that's a good one. My number 5 is the most recent. I have the Doncic trade.
Bro, you're such a Lakers fan, bro.
That's terrible for Dallas.
It's a horrible trade, but like, dude, like, it
Bro.
benefits you and in every sense of the trade. Like,
Yes, that's why these trades are to severely benefit one side. That's why they're bad trades. That's a terrible trade for Dallas. Anthony Davis is injury prone. I like Max Christie. When Max Christie was at Michigan State, he was a stud, bro. He was one of my favorite players.
But how do you feel about them having? How do you feel about Dallas having the first round pick now? They have Davis, Kyrie, all these. They have that guy that won the slam dunk contest. I can't remember his name.
Lively?
No, the other guy.
Oh.
Derek Jones Jr.
Oh,
Derek Jones Jr.
yeah.
They have him. Now they're gonna add Cooper Flag. I see him be competitive. No,
Yeah,
I think
if Kyrie could stay healthy and if Anthony Davis isn't made out of glass in an alternate universe, yeah.
Yeah, but that's an if though. But if you look at it now, do you think the Mavericks fans are a bit less disappointed, or do you think they're still disappointed?
They're still disappointed.
Okay.
How can you not be?
I don't know.
I would be so mad.
Yeah, Luka did want to leave the second his beer got snatched from his hand. Like, he just sent you to the conference finals. Like, he let the guy get a beer.
No, it was sad what they did to him. What they did to him was messed up. But that's my number 5.
Okay, all right.
What do you got for your 4?
So, my number 4, huge fleece for the Bulls. Scottie Pippen to the Bulls for literally pennies and nothing. If you look at it, Jordan was struggling, in the late 80s with the Bulls. He had a Bulls team that was just addicted to coke and drugs and gambling. Jordan is too, but Jordan's a proven winner. If you look at the contract Pippen was under, he wasn't really scouted. He's shown flashes of talent. Then he goes to the Bulls and just becomes Jordan, like Batman and Robin. He becomes Robin. So, given that the Bulls got as much as they got, let's just say, they got the best out of the trade given what Pippen's done under the contract he was under. It was a huge thing in The Last Dance, around episodes 4 through 6, that Pippen was dealing with, front office problems given that his contract was poor, but he was overperforming and he was overproducing for the Bulls.
Bro, they gave him no money. They actually
did him dirty.
They did him so dirty. It was insane.
But that was his contract from the Sonics, and then he came out and performed, and whenever he came out asking for a renegotiation, they were saying, no, we're going to write out your contract. And it was a long contract, so he was basically getting paid pennies, and it's sad and it's unfortunate, but, huge dub for the Bulls front office. But, yeah, that's rough for the Sonics right now. OKC right now is in the finals, but it was just rough for the Sonics back then. So that's my number 4.
My number 4 is gonna be, Kobe getting traded to the Hornets.
Yeah.
Kobe getting traded to the Lakers from the Hornets.
Lakers from the Hornets. Yeah. I feel like
that's rough.
I feel like basketball fans didn't know that Kobe got drafted.
Oh, of course, nobody knew that Kobe was gonna be Kobe.
Nobody knew Kobe was going to be Kobe, but
looking back on it, dude, that's terrible.
It's a huge loss.
So that's my number 4.
Uh-huh.
What do you got for your 3?
All right. My next 2 are going to be football, but I'm going to go John Elway to the Broncos.
Yeah.
I think that kind of elevated, especially the like what do they call it? But like I forgot the name, but he like it was a specific drive where he just like took charge. I think it was the Immaculate Drive.
Probably.
Yeah, I think so. I don't know what it was called, but he drove the Broncos down the field and he won them a Super Bowl. So he ended up winning them a Super Bowl. So I mean, and he's been a proven just quarterback leader. So I
Yeah.
mean,
Yeah, trading
yeah.
Elway is terrible.
Elway to the Broncos.
My number three is the Edmonton Oilers trading Wayne Gretzky to the Kings.
I don't know why you traded Wayne Gretzky ever, but
I don't care if Wayne Gretzky's 45 years old.
yeah,
I would never trade Wayne Gretzky. I don't care. That is the greatest hockey player of all time, if not like the
yeah,
GOAT of like every sport.
yeah.
I mean, dude, like how do you trade Wayne Gretzky? I
I
don't care. I don't
mean,
even care who I'm getting.
I see where Edmonton could be coming from. I mean, it's the same reason why Messier went to the Rangers. The core was breaking up. I mean, they didn't rely on the core they had now. They like you can't predict. Like Gretzky had a great career in L.A., in St. Louis, in New York, but at the time, in a game like hockey, like you say, centers don't last. Like they couldn't predict the success of Gretzky. I mean, obviously, looking back at it now, Edmonton could have won three more cups alone with Wayne Gretzky, on
Yes,
top of the
easily.
five that on top of the five they won. But like at that time, it's just a management thing. So I mean, that's the only thing that can pass through my head.
They
Unless
traded the
there's
greatest hockey player of all time.
yeah,
Insane. What do you
yeah.
got for your number two?
I got Brett Favre to Green Bay. I mean,
Yeah, it's a rough one
hear
too.
hear me out. I mean, he was a stud in college. Just he's the definition of why gunslinger is a quarterback term. Like there's like different types of quarterbacks. You have pocket quarterbacks, you have mobile quarterbacks, you have great quarterbacks, and then you have gunslingers. That's just because of Brett Favre. Brett Favre threw a piss missile to every like if you asked his receivers, their hands would be like burning just because they caught a pass from Brett Favre. But he was a stud in college, drafted to Atlanta, didn't really get that much playing time. Green Bay traded for him. They took a shot with Brett Favre, won a Super Bowl with Brett Favre just because he's, a stud and a winner. So hopefully, if, now now, I mean, I kind of think it was the trade for Brett Favre that's kind of leading them to their success right now. If you think about it, they got Brett Favre. Then you go to Aaron Rodgers, who's won you a Super Bowl. Then you go from Aaron Rodgers to Jordan Love, who's just showed flashes of talent and leadership. So, shout out to Green Bay for fleecing Atlanta. So,
Yeah, that's definitely a good one.
yeah.
My number two is, oof, this one is terrible.
Okay.
Actually terrible. The Browns trade Deshaun Watson and then extend him and pay $230 million of his contract. That is
That's horrible.
god awful. That is so bad.
Congrats to Deshaun though. That's a huge wallet.
Yeah,
Put
it's a
that
huge
on.
wallet, and he's also had to appear in the court hearings and things like that. He hasn't even played,
No, he hasn't played.
and he tore his Achilles too. I mean, dude,
God, that's rough.
guys had it rough, man. But that's my number two. What's your number one?
My number one, obviously, Bill Russell to the Boston Celtics. How can you
Oh my!
not, dude? How can you not? That's
Who
like
was he
11.
drafted by?
Like I don't even. Hold on, Bill Russell. Hold on. Who drafted Bill Russell? The St. Louis Hawks. All right, so like a team that's still not even in the league, but like, like no
Oh my
disrespect,
God!
no disrespect. Like I mean, maybe they were going under. Maybe it was a bankrupt thing. Maybe they had to trade away Bill
Yes,
Russell.
so get rid
Yeah,
of Bill Russell.
probably just clear house trade. I don't know, but like he goes to Boston, wins them 11 championships, and gives the Celtics the reputation they have. Like, come on, if
Yeah,
you think about it, that's I mean, listen, the St. Louis Hawks, like, rough, unfortunate. Not, I guarantee you, there's not even a Hawks fan still alive. The St. Louis Hawks. Wait, did
no,
they move to Atlanta? Yeah, Atlanta Hawks. I think they just moved to
No,
Atlanta.
yeah, they just moved.
Yeah, but like I don't even think there's a St. Louis fan in there. Atlanta Hawks, rough, really rough.
Yeah, it's terrible, man.
That's horrible. But you go to the Celtics, you win 11 titles, and then you retire as the greatest player they think ever had that they've ever had in franchise history.
Yeah, that's a good
And you're
number
like a
one.
top 10 player in NBA history. Like that's rough for the Hawks.
That's
So
good number one. Um, my number one is gonna be the worst ever. It's so bad they named a curse after it. Babe Ruth.
yeah,
Since
yeah,
trading technically wasn't a thing back then, they sold him to the
they sold
Yankees.
him. Yeah,
They sold him for $210,000.
yeah. Do you know what Bam? Like the Babe led the Red Sox to 3 World Series before he went to the Yankees and won them 4. Like, why would you give up a player like Babe Ruth? Like,
Because the owner was running out of money and had to take his wife to a show.
is that? I heard it was a rumor. Is that actually confirmed?
I think so, actually.
I mean, I know the bankrupt scheme, but I heard the show was a rumor. Like, listen, like if I were in struggling in debt, I'd sell my top guy. I would never go like a Broadway. Like, I don't know if it's a
No,
Broadway
sorry,
show.
no,
But the
that's
show's
wrong. He sold Ruth because he was in financial issues.
yeah, right. I mean,
Oh my God,
I
that's
think
terrible.
I think Babe Ruth found out at a show. I think the owner told Babe at a show. I don't think he sold him
Yeah, I don't
for
know,
the
but,
show.
but regardless of the
I don't-
fact, that's terrible.
That's horrible. I mean, the Yankees profited off of Babe Ruth. The Red Sox could have profited as well. I don't know.
I
But
don't know.
like,
To me, that is the worst trade ever,
horrible trade.
or sell, or whatever you want to call that.
I mean, if you think about it, the acquisition of Babe Ruth to the Yankees kind of just built them the dynasty of winning that they have.
Yes.
Like being so for real, you go from Babe Ruth to the Iron Horse to Yogi to all these great guys, and then it all led up to Derek Jeter in '96, and now we have Aaron Judge. Like if you think about it, I think it was Babe Ruth that really sparked a dynasty of winning for
Yeah,
the Yankees.
I
But
agree. So I think the Babe Ruth selling is the worst ever
yeah,
by far.
thanks Boston.
Yeah, thanks, Boston. Anyways, that is it for episode 5
Yeah,
of Rush the Court. Thank you guys for tuning in. We're really trying to grow all of our pages, so follow us on Instagram, follow us on TikTok as well. Like and repost our videos.
Rush the Court Pod.
We're
All you gotta
trying to
type in.
grow a big following here. We're trying to get our both of our accounts to 100 followers each. So please follow us. We're really trying to get this thing off the ground. We're about at a month of filming, so not even a month actually, a little bit less sooner than that,
A
like
little
a
bit less
couple of
than a
weeks, like
Yeah.
2.5 weeks of filming. So we're really trying to grow this account and this page. So yeah, if you have any things you want us to react to or things to talk about on podcast, don't hesitate to DM us. And yeah, that's it. So we'll see you guys on Friday's episode of Rush the Court. Thank you.
All right, thanks. Have a good day, guys.
Have a good one.